December.
Oh.
I had an English pointer, out on a horse. I went out to check on her, and she was sick, bad sick. I took her out to the emergency clinic out by the airport, and the vet looked at her, and he got about a minute. He came back out. He said, well, your dog's in bad shape. He said, I'm pretty sure she ate mouse poison. And I said, well, I don't know how she could have gotten there. I had a shed, part of the kennel and part of the shed, and I had some there. Somehow the door between the two parts of the building got left open. My wife thinks she did it. I don't know that that's true. But I called her and said, well, you got there to see? And so she was on the phone. I just heard her go, oh. That whole pan was gone.
It didn't take her that long to get sick.
I guess it takes a couple days, they say.
The hemorrhage, it causes a hemorrhage.
It is. It's like warfarin or Coumadin or something. They just bleed out. And that's what she was doing. That's how it kills the mice. I didn't know that. I thought some of the old ones used to be water activated. It was their
Supposedly they eat it and then.
but this thing just bleed out.
That's why she tried to see what
So we got her on some IVs and vitamin K and $1,000 later.
Oh, yeah, man.
I couldn't, the story couldn't be, though, my wife would be convinced that she had killed the dog. You know, she was going to blame herself. And I thought, that can't be the story. She's not going to live with that for the rest of it. I said, do what you need to do.
Nice guy.
Nice ability. How was school?
Awesome.
Did you teach them a lot?
I did.
They're going to have you back to the instructor like on Top Gun or whatever that was?
No, that was
Maybe someday you never know. Instructor. I did the mic.
Let's check.
That would be a bad gig, would it?
No, they have everybody's done a good job over there.
Yeah, it would be.
One of them is retired from sheriff's department.
Where is it? At the academy?
I got to have lunch with Rick Hyde.
Yeah.
He's got to meet a lot of people. Chiefs from all over. Gary, he's part of the site.
Was it town, small jurisdiction type, or just police chiefs?
Single period. Yep. That's all it is, yeah. If you, by Wednesday of the week, Gary, his name's Larry McKinney, he's Chief Gary. He had 4 well-served ball shootings just in the first 3 days of class.
I heard that they had a bad week up there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Of course, they have a bad week up there every week.
Is it more than
I don't know how it's ever going to get better.
Hey.
That's a tough dynamic.
It's real simple, arm everybody. When they get done, it'll be done.
Well, I suppose. You'd like to think there's some other more productive way to...
Oh no, we've done this before. We played Cowboys and Indians a long time ago.
You know, you drive through there and see all those old steel mills and can imagine what it used to be like and how productive it was, and all the jobs. It's just dead.
It is, it's bad.
It's hard to look at.
Okay. And you're the one up this month?
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to thank you all for coming. This is the April Town Council meeting, Town Council of Morgantown. Agenda is pretty much agenda and signing issues are there. Pretty standard agenda. Okay. First item up, Sharon, you can show that all council members are in attendance. First item up is the March 2015 minutes. Everybody have a chance to read those? You did? Okay. there a motion to accept the minutes for the 2 March meetings?
I make a motion to accept the minutes at my meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, financial position, Sharon?
These are kind of let's look at the fund report first. I'm the revenue report, I'm sorry. Do you have any questions? Any of the revenue?
I have a question on the 650 miscellaneous, that is, what is, I don't know what would that be?
It's
It's not a check.
It is the dump truck.
Oh, the dump truck, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, we had several little, we had,
Dump truck sale.
Oh, the dump.
Yeah.
The dump.
Dump bed.
well,
Dump
yeah,
bed, yeah.
Who bought that?
Yeah.
no big.
Yeah, it's not the truck, oh, it's just the bed. Just the old one, it wasn't one that they could use.
There's another two soundboards. Okay.
Okay. Is there any other questions? We had, general reimbursements, we had, a refund from, Citibank through Staples. On a return that we did. And then we got damage reimbursement down here in the general, it's
Oh, yeah,
$75.
I'm sorry.
This $93.65 under general in the revenue.
Oh, I thought we were through the revenue. I'm
No.
sorry. Okay. Okay. Okay, with you.
Okay, that is a refund on a return that we did at Staples, and they just sent us a check. And then this damage reimbursement down here for $75, I think it's for a stop sign accident, that they damaged our stop sign. And this miscellaneous revenue under MPH, that is the stop payment that I had to put on a lost check to them for $824.05. And since that time, I've received that check back, so it's received back in to that fund that it was written off of. And then on water.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Heather. Explain this to me. You lost, somebody lost a check.
A check was mailed to Ford Motor Credit Company, and they didn't receive it.
They didn't receive it, okay.
Yeah. But they finally did receive it, and they saw the notes on the system
Oh.
that I had called and everything. And so they called me and they mailed me the check.
I see, okay.
But I did put this, I had originally put a stop payment on the bank, at the bank.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
And then on water, there under refunds, we received back $179.7 on our URT tax for 2013. It was an overpayment, I guess. And everything else is just pretty much the normal revenue. Under the appropriation report, does anybody have any questions?
Now, the appropriation report, that's just the posted items. Is there any way you can run one that has posted as well as a pending? Is there a report you can run that shows that?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because this isn't showing, the appropriation report doesn't show all the expenses.
No, I dropped the ones that I haven't paid yet. Yeah, and so these balances, after these are approved, these balances will go down.
Or maybe if we just did a report that showed the total on what we have, that's not, because it's looked at 99,000. Anyway, okay. Anybody have a question?
Okay, and then the fund report.
Okay, the first one up is approval of payroll. I had a chance to review payroll. It's 5 days on this one. Which the
I'll send it right up to right before the meeting.
Motion that we approve payroll. Second.
all those in favor say aye. Okay, the next one, that's claims, not payroll. Approval of claims.
I just want to say, I did put Mr. Cook back on here, and like I told you, he would be here tonight, but he's not going to be able to be here tonight. So, he'll be here at the next meeting.
Did you get a detailed bill from him?
He's going to come, he said.
Well, when I talked to Todd at the State Board of Accounts, he said that that bill was not sufficient. And that it should show number of hours billed and how much per hour.
Okay,
And that we should not pay that.
okay.
But do you know how much he is per hour?
I talked to him, but like I said, he will be here, I guess, at the next meeting. So if you want to just delay it. Is there any other questions on any of the others?
Let's see, anybody have questions? Is there a motion to approve minus that one check or however you guys want to do it?
Motion that we approve the claims except for one, John Cook.
1324.
It's the AP
Oh.
number.
Oh, you're talking about the claim number, yeah, it's different. Okay. Is there a second? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Please, same sign. Okay, I think that should do it, right? Oh, no, we have a resolution to transfer funds. And, let's see. Oh, we did this already. Oh, no, we didn't have that.
We didn't have a new
Yeah.
Cook action to do it, resulting in the resolution to occur, but you need to adopt the resolution. Do you all have that in your pack? Is that what you're talking
Yes, I think that's the one that I did copy.
It is simply to transfer $3,600 from one of the line items in planning and zoning, the 313, or the, go ahead, are those numbers right? One? Yeah,
Yeah, we can add the appropriation.
yeah, I would think they would be more similar, but.
We're taking money out of planning and zoning, which is right here, 1313.
10100.
313.
Okay.
And then we're putting it in this one, 1100.
111, okay. Yeah, the numbers are correct. So it's simply to transfer from one line item where there is money into one where there isn't, that more closely describes how it's being spent, and that is to pay $300 a month to Tim Geyer on serve as enforcement authority for the state building.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to accept resolution 2015-6.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign.
I've got one
Like
here.
a vacant
Bond
one, instead
paper,
of one.
just,
Oh, paper, paper. Oh,
It's just
yeah.
a pretty paper.
Hand me that back.
that's a $10 piece of paper.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm gonna
can
use
see that.
I made it myself.
Okay,
Tree,
and we
cut
have,
the tree.
do we have a revision to salary ordinance?
Yes, and I have copies. That's not your turn, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, somewhere here, just take one of those, I'm sorry, take one, send that around. That's for you. You have decided previously to increase compensation from $18.44 an hour to $21.64 an hour. And to increase Becky.
Increase.
Did I say D?
Yes, you did.
I said decrease?
Yes.
If you didn't, no.
It's fascinating, 'cause I'm sure that's what I meant, right?
So you're right.
Increase from $14 an hour to $15 an hour, and so we need to amend the salary ordinance adopted last year for calendar year 2015. That ordinance is 2014-12. This ordinance 2015-3 will amend it to reflect the increases in compensation. You'll see in section 1 the increase for the Department of Public Works employee with certified wastewater license. That's the way the position appears on the salary ordinance. The increase as shown and then the breakdown of how that amount is being paid by APH water and wastewater. And then the next paragraph is Becky's increase that shows the breakdown of general fund water and wastewater.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 2015-3.
Second? They did that to Molly the last time. Oh, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay.
I would ask that you,
blank one of these around we can have.
yeah, I would ask that you adopt it by suspending the rules on second and final reading tonight,
Okay.
because we are making this retroactive back to, in Bob's case, March 22nd, and Becky's case, February 2nd. Since this has already taken place, is in effect, let's go ahead and get this done.
Okay, so motion to suspend the rules.
Suspend the rules and adopt on second and final reading.
Is there a second?
Motion to suspend the rules and adopt the second.
Okay. So we've, all those in favor say aye. So we suspended the rules. We're going to read on second reading, ordinance 2015-3. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to accept 2015-3.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Back at it. Now, I think we have Ms. Becky. You have write-offs and a adjustment.
Yeah, and we do have another adjustment I can pass out that came in today. So, the first one is the write-offs, and these accounts, we had liens on the property and we received payment January 1st of this year during the tax sale, and these are amounts that are remaining. So I've listed the properties, and the total amount to be written off is $223.05. We won't get this money back. I mean, you know, they've been sold. So.
Motion that we write off the 4 balances.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay.
Okay, the first adjustment that I did get included in your packet, there's kind of an issue with this. The more I looked at, I couldn't understand why they were not charged wastewater.
They're not.
They're not, but you should be. You should be.
Oh, are you sure?
I'm positive. This is on Marion Street in town.
No, this isn't. This is the old Stockton place. It's North Marion.
Oh, North Marion.
North Marion, that makes a difference.
Oh.
This is the Stockton house. It doesn't have stormwater.
Okay, but it previously was charged. That's why I was confused.
Oh,
I don't know why it wouldn't.
Okay.
You guys can check it, but I'm.
Okay, good.
It stops right there.
It stops.
Okay.
Nikki Roberts.
Well, good, because I thought there was a big issue.
Why would a property be exempt from stormwater assessment?
It's not, it shouldn't be some storm. It shouldn't be some storm, but wastewater. There's no sewer out there.
Yeah, okay, but
So
it
what are we
isn't
talking?
being charged storm either. It is water and hydrant.
It's actually just on the edge of town, but part of the property's in the buffer zone, part of it's in the parcel, part of it's in town. part of it's-
So this is a water customer that is not in the annexed territory? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, they're in the annexed territory, but they don't have stormwater, or
Okay, what,
wastewater. They don't have sewer.
why are they not connected to sewer?
When they put them in, they stop there at the railroad, and they didn't go any further. And that where they
They
stop?
have the property, the house that's back on the backside of the property, which is in the annex area, and then the lands that's out in front of it, which comes up next to the town, right? So we don't run the sewer from, what street is that?
Well, Marion, the sewer stop.
Sycamore. It stops at Marion Sycamore, and then the street, the road they live on is about 8 miles almost or whatever.
Oh, it's not per se street, I mean,
Kind of road.
I mean, we can double check with them and see, but I'm almost positive, because I think we had this discussion before. I don't think the sewer goes out there.
Well, that's
Bobby
okay.
doesn't have it, he lives around the corner, and they don't have it next door either, Erickson's don't have it either. Okay.
Under state statute, if it's within 300 feet, you could require them to connect, but you don't have to. And so if they're not being served and it's not there, then that's all right. As far as the stormwater goes, I don't know that we've provided for anyone to be accepted from our stormwater fee. But does the property drain anywhere toward the town or the town's stormwater system? Or does it all drain away?
Brings right to the
The
creek.
creek goes through.
Are we maintaining the water quality in that creek at all?
Okay,
I
well,
say leave it be.
okay, well, all right, I thought there was a big boo-boo. Okay, but the house is vacant, and there was numerous water lines that broke under the house, he said. So it resulted in a very large bill. I told him I wasn't for sure, but I would take it in front of you guys. So he's asking for an adjustment in the amount of $319.25. The house is vacant, he said at the time. And I included, back from July 1st of last year, water bill, which is the $32.75, the minimum.
Well, I don't know if you
I looked
can
at
adjust
state-
water.
I looked at state statute, it says you could if it was, if the only way they found it was by excavation, and if it resulted in a bill that was like, I should have brought that.
Do we have any bonds?
So many times the normal rate, and the bill is running $35 a month, that went to $352.
But do we have any current bonds on our water? Really?
No, I don't believe so.
Not paying any indebtedness on it?
Well, it's just a loan to the bank.
Yeah, it's not in the bond.
Well, and the bank would not have imposed that. Sometimes in your bond ordinances, there will be a requirement too that will take away from any authority to adjust water bills. I think you're probably looking at the Indian Administrative Code, is where you found that?
It was the third, yeah. I didn't have it on this one, I had it on my other
Because we're not governed by the IURC.
one. Yeah.
Because they don't have any bond restrictions, I guess those rules that tend to limit you or strip from you the discretion on water you don't have. So I guess you could.
I should have told them.
That's all right. But I also think that would be an administrative code of 400 series under adjustments under.
Yeah.
That's water only, no sewer.
Water only, yeah.
If we did it for them, we had to do it for everybody, right?
We wouldn't have to.
Well, no, it's up to you guys.
But you talk about that precedent setting and people say we did it for the one. You don't have to. I mean, you're not obligated if you do it for one.
Okay, it's the Indiana Code, Chapter 3-5, water bill adjustments for undetected leaks. And Section 8-1.5-3.5-1. And
Yeah, that's municipal utilities.
yeah. But it's at least 2 times the customer's average monthly usage of the premises. And if it's only detected through excavation.
And it was
Yeah.
detected through excavation.
They had to dig it up, didn't they?
He didn't tell me, he just said it was numerous water lines.
They crossed under the.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with excavation.
Well, okay. Yes, I do guess.
Well, he informed me if this isn't approved, he's not paying his bill.
Well,
I'm just letting you know.
right? No,
No? Is there a motion? There's not a motion, right? Right? No motion, right?
Okay. And I apologize for this one, but they came in today, so. Sorry, it's last minute. Okay, this one is another large one. This is, it was at the trailer court, and it was two different trailers, lot 7 and 10. And they're asking for an adjustment in the amount of $324.44.
Okay, now, those trailers are not individual metered, are they?
No, it's right here,
Okay,
one.
so their meter, their base is supposed to be 10 times the minimum charge per month.
Okay.
They have 10 trailers. So that's their base,
Okay,
and then the usage goes past that. So, you see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Is he being billed for 10? Is he 10 times the, there are 10 trailers there, right?
yes,
Okay, and his minimum bill would be 10 times the minimum charge,
The-
right?
yeah,
Per unit?
Yeah.
Per unit?
500?
Yeah.
And then each is,
What was the charge?
The total bill was $1,217.38.
And on the waste charge, because the waste is the only thing you can give him.
Yeah, which I found the average. I guess I prepared it incorrectly.
So,
I found the average, which is $248.80, or $248.31 is their average sewer charge.
well, I can see right away his storm charge is not what it should be every month, because that should be times 10.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas
Yeah,
I'm finding.
yeah, so that's not what it should be. And his wastewater, what is the minimum wastewater amount?
For one person, $23.78 is the minimum wastewater for a household.
Okay, so he's at 10 times that. Okay. And so the meters don't read?
They go to two different meters. Or, there's 2 meters built there, right?
Yes,
Okay.
one bill, 2 meters.
Okay.
And of course, the work trailer has its own separate meter.
So is that for just sewer, the 324, 44?
Yeah, that's just sewer.
That's what we usually credit back people, right?
Just the sewer, yeah. Yeah, because we take their total that they were billed, and then we subtract their average.
So is it right? Is this right?
That number's right, yeah.
I make a motion that we credit back the
Now, the
324.
first thing though is, has it been repaired?
He said it has been, but until we read it again, we don't know if it's right or not. And I told him that.
Has it been repaired?
I don't know, but nobody's living in those 2 trailers, so he should have had water shut off.
All those are vacant trailers.
Yeah, he said he found them when he went to show people them, and he heard something. So who knows how long it's been running? He kind of guesstimated on the date. Not the repair date, but the leak dates.
Should we wait till it's verified they're coming in phase?
You know, it's gonna be hard for us to be able to say if it's a leak or not, because we're talking 10 trailers, and that would mean we'd have to go around and do the trailer. make sure
No, you'll know
it's all right.
We need to read the next. Yeah.
Or, yeah, next time.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I
that's the only way to do it, is
We'll
to
have to
see
go
how it
through the
reads.
whole cycle.
Yeah, next month, see how it reads.
Okay, well, okay, he was just very
Yeah, Okay. DPW.
Status on water grant issue is, pretty much let you take the lead in that. So if you know numbers and stuff like that, then I can get into the, what we're doing on the technical side of it, if you like.
We had a meeting with Jill Curry of Oakland, Donna Penn Anderson, and Adrena, Jeff, and myself. And she went through, they had submitted a kind of a rough draft of how our grant's going to look, and she went through and with all of our things, we are eligible for $550,000. Our SRF will make the match. They have what they call scoring, and last year they awarded 10 projects. She said this year they have funding should be for 10 to 15, depending on the amounts. But they have a scoring, and last year the lowest score that they accepted was 360, and our score is 457. So we're in good shape on the score-wise. And the issues that they had really were not anything that, everything, we had explanations for everything. And we had explanations for everything. So, and then we're going to get the letters from you not too far. I don't think they called you yet. Yeah, they're going to call you and get your statements and the letters and all that you have in your file.
Okay, then on when Bass and Logan came down and done the hammering of the well number 1 and well number 2, which well number 1 being the one in the front yard at Park Street and Island, well number 2 being inside the building to the south. Well number 2 appears to be in very good shape. You've already seen some of it, Bobby's seen some of it, and Dylan from West was there the whole time. So it appears to be in very good shape. Well 1 was a little iffy. What they were talking about one time, just click notes here, because they're not going to know more until there was a variation, a pretty good size variation. I can't remember what well it was from when it was checked at one point, and then like 2 years later, it dropped like 40% or something like that in just 2 years. They couldn't really justify that, so what is going on Wednesday is we're going to do some pump testing. When the wells come on to fill the tower, all 3 wells come on at the same time. So what we're going to do is fill, what he's thinking is on some of these wells, the way the curve is dropping is that they're meeting their capacity and they're sucking air, and that's what's making the curve go down. So we are going to individually, manually turn each well on and do a test on it that way to determine to see if that's what's occurring. And as far as that goes, that's where we're at on that. And like she said on the grant issue, so we're still doing some testing on that. Any questions on
On
that?
grant issue, we're supposed to know something in May.
They do the final application in May, so yeah, and then July 17th is the work day.
Yeah.
Have they figured out if there's a hooking on to either end is feasible, or if we need a water tower or anything like that?
We need a water tower.
No matter what you hook on to,
Yeah. And the feasibility of hooking on to Indianapolis or whoever is just not feasible.
they got numbers. They figured out the numbers on it.
Well, we would have to provide the tower and everything like that, and by the time we provide the tower, and then plus what the cost of the lines. I mean, I don't have hard numbers, no, I don't have hard numbers on that yet, but
But they're getting them.
I assume
I think that she was getting it, but the thing is, we still have the 750,000 on the water tower.
We're gonna have a tower no matter what.
Yeah, you have to have a tower no matter what.
So, you know, I see what you had to say, we just look at the numbers, because that's
Yeah.
kind of what we talked about.
Yeah, no, they had, She was putting it.
No, I wasn't saying it was out of
American.
picture, I was just giving you a, yes, without having our numbers in front of our face, but I agree.
Yeah.
Get down to quarter final decision.
Because we still don't own the wells, right?
Uh,
Because we still don't own the wells too.
not positively, no.
So we're still waiting on everything.
The one thing we're talking about, which I don't think we discussed in the one meeting, is, of course, if we do get new tower, this new tower,
I'm sorry.
well 1 and then well 3, which is definitely shot, which is under the tower, we're going to combine those two together and make one big well, which is going to,
Well, Joel, with doing the one well, sir, that the well, the wells were dug in 1941, 42, 61, and 63. And normal life expectancy on wells 40 years, so we're past on all those.
he indicated like, especially this one here. Junior Rogers already said, you know, this is basically shooting the dice. We could put tomorrow, we could run another thing, I mean, but that's anywhere.
Oh, I know what the problem was with this American water. I'll get the final stuff. But the main that they have coming down is not sufficient to supply us and continue on with what they're, yeah.
So it is American, not Indianapolis, right?
It's American. And, yeah, I'll get all that information from her, because that was one of the things that they, and I probably have it at home. But the line that they have coming down is not big enough to supply us and also move on to where they're taking water. And if we had a fire or something, a water main break or something like that, it would drastically impact what was going south.
Do you have to have more than one well?
Well, we're trying, and that's what we don't have back yet. We don't have.
Well, but I mean, as far as redundancy is concerned, if you dig one larger well.
That's the intention.
That's the intention.
When this tower comes down, that's the intention.
But can you abandon all the other ones? Or do you have to have a backup in case that well goes
I
down?
think I didn't want to require.
We'd have to have a backup,
Okay.
yeah.
But maybe the one that right here services the backup.
But the new water tower
And then we're also
yes.
talking about putting just a little chlorination system and treating system in for well 4 to feed certain part of the town. I mean, that's still.
And how do you create pressure out there? A pump station or something? Or a separate loop out there?
Yeah, that would be entailed inside the little building. But that well's not a big old well, so it couldn't service that many people.
It sounds better than it did 30 days ago or however long. It certainly sounds like the water in
see what we can do on these grants and everything, but we're gonna go ahead, like about fourth on the list is replacing the fire hydrant and restructuring that drain at Park and Church Street. One thing that I need to get approval on tonight, and Chad is familiar with it, is that when State Highway redone the bridge on 252, they had thought at one time that they were going to have to take that large tree down, which is behind a set of bleachers. So Superior Fence detached that fence and left it lay. So that if that would be the case, it would happen. Well, that was not the case. They did not. And since then, Chad knows Jim. I'm not him through the project, but he has indicated, he just kind of proud of it, just seeing that it's still laying there. And he's offered to go ahead and repair it, fix it for, I think, a pretty fair fee. And I can't remember for sure what.
He said $150. Right now, about in towards the diamond, so there's not much room to walk through there, and the limbs already fell on it. So he's just going to make it exactly like it was, but roll it out towards the highway. And he said all he wants is just the labor, he's going to use the stuff that's there, if the town wants to do that.
You made a motion?
I'll make a motion that we get the fence.
Okay, fix the fence and roll line by the tree. Is there a second? I'll second. Okay, discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, what else you got?
Just to let you know our activities, we got the chlorine and dechlor all in, our new supply, we've got that online, and knock wood, everything is going good so far. We got the blocks to build the salt barn. Of course, we had a pretty good large water main break on Clark Street here a week ago or so. And I think I've talked to you guys about this before. We had a pretty good wastewater main blockage on East Street. And while we were there, we had them send it down Walnut, which East Street ties into Walnut. And why in the world, after he sent it down one block of Walnut to Middle Street, after he sent the cutter down that, why that wasn't found up, I had no idea. So I'd like to, he may have done a deal, I think I told you one time, I'll look and see what the charges are. I think it was like 13 or 1,500, something like that, for a day. Yeah. For a day, and we would just use them for a day to clean out different travel spots, because I know there's 2 or 3 probably time bombs, it's definitely going to be issues. And in that process, we're also going to have to replace, or not replace, we're going to have to put in some manholes that weren't put in, period. I.e., an example is North Maple Street, which is off of Grant, runs there. And that sewer runs in between the 2 sets of houses, the back part of Morgan and the back part of Grant. The sewer runs down in between there. There is no manholes. There's one we can dig up to get to, but there's not a manhole at Maple. And the next manhole is clear down to Elm Street. So that's another project we're going to be involved in.
We went and looked, I went and looked at those rotary machines, and they had one that goes in 10-inch pipe, and we're spending $1,300 on a company to come down. I don't know how big, what's our biggest mains, It was a haul, it was a big machine. Well, I mean, we got the prices on it.
Yeah, that's on my desk. We'll look into that. With some, the only other thing that I want you guys to think about, and we've got plenty to do, and taking care of the bowlines is the least of my worries, to tell you the truth. And, I don't know if you could get Lee's opinion on this, because they make concession money and everything. We
motel always done it.
Yeah, I know Roger made a statement that at one time he had given them a mower that way they could mow it themselves. And that thing went kaput. We offered them a mower last year, or the year before that I offered them a mower. What year did you buy that green John Deere? Do you remember? Was that 2 years ago?
Last year.
Last year.
Okay. I offered them that mower and they never did get back to me. I mean, I offered, it was with your guys.
Yeah.
That I offered the Little League that and they didn't want it. That's when I put it up for bids to buy. So,
Well, yeah, a couple of you guys or anybody want to work on this? Talk with the Little League guys, Danny Suits and Mikey Harden, and who's the third one?
So, I mean, all we're looking at here, it was the town, town's always done it when I was a kid. But we're just looking at, so we don't have to do it, we don't have to carry the trash or mow the yard or whatever. We're just trying to get out of that by giving them, you want them to lease it from us for $1 and then so maybe we still have to carry the insurance on it and everything like that.
Well, one of the things that's happened is, years ago, it was just the one diamond. And then they didn't mow all that back there. And now it's the 2 diamonds, and they do mow the whole thing, right?
yeah, it takes us
I
about.
mean, it used to just be the one diamond out front. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is diamond out front and it's got storm down on the hill.
But back, I know you said back then, yeah.
It was all parking out in the back.
But it's right now, so we're doing it this season, if we're gonna do it, I don't know what we do with this season, they've got their sign-ups, their practices.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna use it.
Right. I mean, if you want, that's fine, but I don't know that we can do it.
Maybe we could talk to them about sharing on the mowing or something.
And let them know that if we do it, it's coming up next year, they've got some fundraisers or whatever they need to do to get their own lawn trailer or whatever.
Well, they were putting a batting cage in. I don't think there was, I didn't hear a motion, did you? No.
Can somebody talk to the guys and see what?
Yeah, we're talking.
On the hydrants, what about the one fireman in town said when they had a fire there on Main Street, that they had trouble with the hydrant there behind the bank or in front of the bank?
The one behind the bank, that's just because it hasn't been working so long, I believe, that's my opinion.
It did work, I mean, they got it going.
Yeah, it worked.
Or we go around, there's probably several of them. I mean, it's one I know Jim Bonnie's come in and serviced them all, so does it need to happen again?
No, all at once, everyone works, except the one at Parkman Church. Because when we flush, every one of them knows. I mean, we never did use that one. Roger had it so shut so tight off because every time it would go off, it would drop pressure at the nursing home and they'll only go off. Well, that's because they don't have a backflow valve in there. That's not our fault.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Dudley?
I can't think of anything.
We did have a meeting with Mr. Denman,
Oh, yeah, that.
Bob and Jeff and I met with Mr. Denman for 2.5 hours or something like that. And made some headway, I thought. Anyway, we did get a violation letter, another violation, and this one isn't anything. It's just a follow-up, actually, on our ammonia from our NPDES permit. And it's nothing to, that's just an answer, so it's not anything big. But we did make the request, and I think paperwork's going to go in, to have our agreed order dismissed.
Yeah, we had another
Since
meeting.
2007.
Had another meeting with Denman today, with matter of fact, and he's going to really work hard on that, after the agreed order pulled on that.
Yeah. our numbers that we're getting have all been good, and our chlorine numbers, and all that's working right. And on the ammonia, our ammonia levels have been within guidelines except for 1 month. Last April. And so they're, in giving them that, they'll probably reconsider on wanting some kind of a plan to address our ammonia problem. It's not an ammonia problem.
That's something to be really proud of.
Oh,
And then it interests me, I mean, it goes to the physical thing.
It should get better because,
Well, yeah, did that hurt me? Hurts me.
you only knew.
That's good. From where you all have been in the last few years, to get to the point where they're talking about dismissing the order, that's a lot better performance.
We're gonna have a
Like this
reorder
town's been
running
used to.
soon.
We're trying. That's good stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna burn that reorder. So get out from under that.
Then you get open burning violation, you'll be right back in it.
It's okay, we're in the fire department, I know what we're gonna do. Okay, one other thing then, Mr. Downey, Jeff and Bob, we had talked about this, but we didn't make a motion or anything. But they had a call out this week on that water main break. Jeff worked from 4:30 PM to 1 AM, and Bob worked 5:30 PM to 1 AM. And we had talked about when they had a call out, it was like that, paying time and a half rather than, so, if that's what you guys would like to do on this one, I need a motion.
I make a motion, we pay the time and a half on it.
Call out, okay,
I'll second.
okay.
Well, I mean, when was that? And what if it happens, like, what if it happens tonight? You guys have to wait a whole month to get paid?
Oh, no, I see what you mean, yeah, I thought.
see, I thought it was already
I thought we passed it, but we didn't, I went back to the minutes, we didn't pass it. There. Well, you wanna make that motion that on a call out like that they have the
I
option?
thought we had, yeah.
I thought we did too, but it wasn't in minutes that way. So, you wanna amend your motion?
Make a motion, and now we want that we should pay them automatically.
On call
I
out.
don't have a call.
On call out, something.
Can I clarify this just a second, just for the record? What you're really talking about doing is paying as opposed to giving them time.
Right.
And you're saying that I want to pay them time and a half. Well, they're already entitled to time and a half,
Right, but the time.
but it's in the form of comp time rather than money. And what you're really saying is instead of comp time, you want them to be paid in money for whatever they're entitled to.
Right.
And then I guess by saying time and a half, you're not going to get paid time and a half until you've exceeded 40 hours in a week.
understood.
Yeah.
So I mean, I want the motion to be clear about that, because if you guys would work, if you'd have a 14-hour day, and then would take 6 hours off to cancel that out, then you would be entitled to time and a half that week because you didn't exceed 40. So we don't want to say that if they're getting called out, they get time and a half for being called out. It's the same policy as we have now with regard to overtime, except they have the option to be paid in money as opposed to being given comp time, right? That's what we mean? Is that right?
That's what you mean, yeah.
Okay.
Is that what you mean, too? Is that what you mean?
I understand.
Yeah, I know you do, I just,
If they do work,
well, they have to work the holiday to count on 40 hours.
Okay, well, that's gonna cause a problem then, I think, because. their
Well,
Friday was a
I
holiday.
understand because of the Good Friday. I understand exactly where Lee's coming from, because that's the way it's been on comp time, and I didn't expect any difference on monetary.
Right, that's why I don't like the time and a half.
I understand what he's saying, and I agree that it'd be the same, but.
Okay.
I think the effect of it will be whatever comp time you would have been awarded, you will instead be paid an amount in dollars equal to that comp time.
Sharon have a question, or does she understand what to do?
No, she just asked about how holidays factor into that. No, she's right, that when in a pay period you have a holiday, you get paid for that holiday, but that time doesn't get added into your week. So you get paid for 40 hours, but you only work 32. So you'd have to work over 8 in a call-out situation to be entitled to time and a half.
But they'll be,
But we all get it, right?
yeah, but they'll be paid for the 8.5 or the 7.5. They'll be paid straight time.
Sure.
They'll be
straight time.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah,
comp
right.
time.
I mean, it'll count as a 40-hour week with
Yeah.
Good Friday, but it doesn't count as the
Doesn't
40-hour
count.
work week, but it
Right.
counts as a 40-hour week, yes. So we'll pay straight time.
Straight
Yeah, until you,
Yeah, that's
until you've
fine.
exceeded,
And then after you go over the 40,
Right,
you're
exactly.
time and a half. For that, is,
yeah.
that week,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, motion's made, seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, I think that's it. Did you have anything else? I didn't have. Oh, I told you about the violation letter. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Spencer.
No, I said no.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Now we're going on to Marvin.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
On our new service.
It should hit the ground this week. I mean, you don't,
Oh, Carl.
you were supposed to ship the 30th, they said, but again, they're at the mercy of whatever, you know, when the driver pulls in there, whatever transport he is on to,
Oh.
where he wants to go. The service body was supposed to ship the 30th also. I assume the service body people will be calling as soon as it hits here, because he's pretty good. Good boy. Well, I know the other guy will be calling me too, but, I mean, I rely more on the ship date status of that service bed than I do the truck itself.
I have one question about that. Am I going to be taking that payment out of, I'll be dividing it between the three, and will I take that on MBH, will I take that out of equipment, and which line is that going to come out? Because we've got so much, is it going to come out of machinery and equipment, or,
We'll probably have to move money around.
and make a line?
Can we pay for that out of MPH?
We paid for the other truck out of it.
Oh, we did? Okay.
And it has its own line item, but I made it for motor credit loan, and of course, it doesn't have any money left in it.
It's done this year.
Yeah.
It's done this month.
Well, they sent me a bill, and I've got to call them, because it shows like an 8/24/05 bill. But it doesn't show like it's going to be paid off this month, so I may have to check into that. But I just wondered how we were going to do this on MBH. I mean, I can do it.
I don't know what we should, I don't know. Let him read that and we'll get back with you.
Okay.
We're only on the
So I say,
mark.
I was thinking Low Road Street would be the next day.
It's behind that one, I think. Is it? Okay, Mr. Mark, okay, yeah.
When are we having the spring cleanup, or are we?
I am, it's up to you guys, but I can show you the pictures.
Oh, we're not doing the dumpsters, remember, we decided that, remember? You made that motion, I think. Yeah. Didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, Mr. Marvin.
Ready? Okay. Few things here. Total calls last month, you'll have a report in front of you. 27 down from 30, 24 inside the town limits, 7 outside Jackson Township, and county took 3 for us. Don't get too involved in these numbers. I want to remind you that in law enforcement, good law enforcement is measured by the number of calls we don't take, not the number of calls we do take. Total citations for the month was 16, 11 being ordinance, 5 state statute, and 25 warnings issued.
Now, Marvin, I got a question.
Sure.
Okay, so on your sheet here, total calls for you, okay, your sheet, okay? You have 3, 2, 5, and 7, and that equals 17. And then Commerce has 2, 4, and 1, and that equals 7. And then Swank has 5, 5, 3, and 1, that equals 14. And then your reserves have 2, 2, 2, and 1, which equals 7. So if I add 7, 14, 7, and 17, I come up with a little bit more than 27.
Those are incidents that generally calls to the county dispatch. Whereas these are calls sometimes we generate ourselves.
Calls you generate yourself.
Yeah, the ones you look at here on that sheet are actual incident reports, and you draw an incident number.
So you answer calls, but you don't report it?
Not all the time, not on simple call for service. Then checks. things like
Oh,
that.
okay. So,
None of my-
so your VIN check, you count that a call?
I count as a call, just so I can measure that you guys know I'm doing something, not sure.
Really? A VIN check is a call? Wow. Okay. So,
If it's called the county, they actually dispatch it and issue a number. If we get it out here, I don't know what it's been for.
okay.
We can, just show more numbers.
Because I was trying to jiggle that in my mind, I thought, holy cow, we're missing something. So
Yeah, no, those numbers will never match.
45 to 20 or something, okay.
Okay, number 3 on my agenda, I want you to meet Sierra Easler.
Oh, wait a minute, we're not through with number 2. Okay?
I went through it.
Well, I'd like to talk about your report.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I'm doing the same thing I did last.
Okay.
So if I'm on your report page, okay, so if I look at you, okay, I have citations that you did, you had 6 plus 2, that's 8, all right? Ordinance violations, you did 7. State statutes, you did 1. You issued 3 warnings, all right?
Correct.
So that's your total. Then Connors, he had, well now, this arrest, out of town, that's called, okay. So you didn't have any arrests, Connors didn't have any arrests, he didn't have any citations, he had no ordinance violations, and he had no state statutes, and he had 1 warning, is that correct? Okay. So then Swank,
And he was off that 1 week, which.
yeah, it was off a week, it was off a week, yeah. Okay, so Swank then, he has 3 citations, right? 1 ordinance violation, 2 state statutes, and 6 warnings. 1 arrest, yeah, he had the 1 arrest, that's right, he had an arrest, okay. Then, come down here for the reserves, citations, we have 4 for the reserves, 0 ordinance violations, 4 state statutes, and 2 warnings, right? So, if I look at my warnings and I add them up, I get 3 for you, 1 for Connor, that's 4, 6 for Swank, that's 10, and if I look at the reserves, that's 2, that's 12, and you've got warnings issued 25.
You know what? That was last month's. Actually,
So these numbers you didn't change?
no, I don't think I did. I
Okay.
did call at 6:30 and it should have been back here. Prior to that, I made a quick copy so that I was rushed getting all this done today. I know for a fact, yeah, that's definitely wrong. For a fact, they,
I mean, they're all wrong.
yeah, it's all wrong.
they're
Now,
all-
the total calls that month are correct. I do know I did that. Yeah, I think I didn't. Either I didn't click save or, yeah.
Okay, I was
those
just
are
trying to figure this out in my mind. So looking
Yeah.
across at this then, you did 8 citations, 7 ordinance violations, 1 state statute, 3 warnings. And Connors did, and you didn't have any arrests. Connors had no arrests, no citations, no ordinance violations, no state statute, he wrote 1 warning. And Swank's figures were 1 arrest, 3 citations, 1 ordinance violation, 2 state statutes, and 6 warnings. And then the reserves had 4 citations, 4 state statutes, and 2 warnings. So we had 1 arrest all month. Is that a normal month?
If you look at our past records, yeah, we don't have a lot of arrests out there. If you go back and look at them in the past.
I didn't know. It just seems like, I thought that they were going over the hill with something in the background.
No, we don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish we did. I almost had one today, but
Anybody have any questions on that report?
No,
Okay.
you were down to 3.
you getting ready to start?
Yeah, he's here. He's on Venus Reserve.
Okay. Okay, I'd like at this time for you to meet Sierra Easler. And I remind you, she is just here as a meet and greet, so you guys can put a face with her name. I have not made any promises for a job and won't until she completes Reserve Academy, which is now mandated by the state. Once she completes that and does well in it, I get some good phone calls. I'll bring her back here for your approval, so she can have one serve here in Morgantown. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Go ahead, state your name and tell her about you if you want to. Why you want to be a police officer out here.
My name is Sierra Eastler, and I live at 1730 State Road 252, Martinsville, Indiana. And I just want to give back to the community. I've been working 9 to 5 jobs since I started working. It's not satisfying for me. So I just want to kind of help the community and get to know everyone in a smaller community and not something so big.
This would be our second attempt on a female. Our first one failed about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. I'm working with United Railroad. They are putting a training program together with us that we will be attending on June 2nd. I tried to reach her today once I was back in the office. I've been able to get actual times. I think it's just going to be a few hours. What they're going to do is we're going to meet in Indianapolis on the train station for the training, come down to Morgantown, especially since we've had some incidents out here. But we're going to get some incident training and see it from their perspective on the train. And I think it's a really good training. Once I get more on that, I can pass it on to you. Again, that's not until June 2nd. And that's their idea. They did it last year in Cherokee, went real well, so they're trying to up the training programs around the state. Number 5, Swank would like to attend a 3-day training course with the Morgan County Sheriff's Department. The cost is free to the town. The Sheriff's Department will also supply the rounds, which I want to state is over 1,000 rounds of 223. I don't think Swank is asking that he be paid for the training in lieu of his working here just 3 days. The county's covering everything else. 223s are getting hard to find.
What are 223?
I placed an order. It's for rifle.
Right.
You buy a few cases?
Okay, is there a motion? I'm sorry, is there a motion? To send Swank to firearms training?
Yeah, I make a motion. You go to fire training.
Okay, is there a second? I'll second. All those, or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
Is this the 3 days, instead of working, he's going to have the 3 days, we're going to pay, so he'll be paid?
Yeah, the 3 days is going to be, what is that? I think that's 8-hour days.
I think he was just asking for his normal hours.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Just like
The training's very important because I have included, Morgantown hasn't done this, but we're going to have a patrol rifle in our SOPs. It's very important we did this training. It is not mandated by the state, but it's mandated by me and my department. We're one of the few that don't have long guns, and we need to step it up and get up to par with everybody else. At first, the long guns are only going to be issued to full-time officers, 3 paid officers at first. We'll go through that training. And if they have their own gun for now, if it goes well, maybe next year I can look into purchasing a single gun and go from there. Later in the year, next few months, I'm going to try and attend a more advanced course because I'm responsible for the training and all the liability. The biggest thing they stressed on me at the police chief academy is liability towards civil suits. I mean, that is it. The state does not mandate a whole lot of training for police officers. They require the departments to do that. That's on us. They do the bare minimum. They press it down on folks there to make sure. So, if one of my officers goes out there and makes a bad call and shoots somebody, it's going to be bad for us. That's one thing I really want to step up out here in my officers is a lot of training, a lot of shooting, which we're going to do a lot more this year. Do the county officers carry long guns?
Yep.
I think the state police do.
Okay, so you have one other item? Number 6?
Yes, I would like to ask the council for approval to purchase 1 carbon computer, Swank's computers acting up. They're approximately 4 to 5 years old. The warranty, of course, has expired. And there is a quote attached.
Total $11.99.
And the good thing about this computer is it will attach to our onboard mobile data center.
Attached to what we have. Not quite understand. $11.94.91.
Is that in the department budget?
What did all the cars have?
Yeah, council would have, you would have to pay for this, it wouldn't be on my funds, I would have to.
For the town, I'm understanding is what we're correct.
Well, LECE wouldn't pay for it? safety could pay for it. I don't remember what was in public safety actually.
But we don't, in one of those other cars, we don't have one that we're not using.
Oh, no, they won't have four. One's reserves and one's details.
Yeah, we have enough for public safety to pay for it. And then there's another something that we need to, computers out there, what is that, Sharon? CCD or CCI?
Yes,
CCI?
Now, they all keep in place, don't get me wrong. His is just excellent. Maybe it's something we can do one here and there, or I can even, I plan to make some grants this year, at least two. Because we need radar guns too.
Okay, is there a motion?
Make a motion that we purchase a new computer.
I'll second. Discussion, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay.
Actually, a few more items.
Okay, well, we have some for you, I think. Go ahead.
Okay. Number 7, which is on the list, I just remember this while I was sitting here. Remember reference to county ordinance fund. I met and spoke with we had training with the state board of council there too. And they told me to go talk to whoever took over there and have them call in and they'll take care of it. We should have had that money a long time ago. Right now it's probably $15,000, which would help us with our requirements that we need. And then number 8, a town council member had asked that a certain vehicle be marked. And I just want to let that councilman know that I have a vehicle, the stickers. I'm going to put them on myself to save money. But the weather permitting me being gone ahead of time. I do have the details.
Okay,
That's all I have.
okay, you ready anything for him?
Just your evaluation, whatever, we're just talking about the swap. I just want to make a motion that the town no longer pays for the swap training.
The what? The
Swap
check.
training.
We think,
I make a
we're
motion
paying for it
that,
now, he's making a motion to no longer pay for it. We didn't pay for it for how long?
18 years, 17 years.
It's 3 weeks pay a year. It's not just once a month. It's 10 hours a month, times 12, 120 hours, divided by 4 is 3 hours.
The way I like to present it to you too, is remember this. We don't do a lot for the county. They do a lot for us. It's one of the few things they've asked from us. It's
Well,
a spot.
Yeah, but when we had your evaluation, we went all through this. I don't believe it's the town's responsibility. I'm just making a motion that the town.
Well, so all the town councils felt that way, where would we be today? That's why I have been
He's
called.
made his motion, and we're not in discussion.
I'll second.
Okay, now we're ready for discussion. Discussion? I feel we should pay for it. Okay. Any other discussion? Question, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Aye. Motion carries. Do we have anything else?
Yeah, I think Marvin drive back and forth to home, he should drive the old car and leave the new one sitting there down, cut down on mileage. Car would last year or longer.
Are you making that a motion?
Let me understand this, he's gonna, so you're saying he's gonna, when he's here in town, he'll run in the new car though?
Yeah.
But just to go back and forth home, we're gonna provide him with transportation, but it's gonna be an older car.
Right,
Okay. All right.
And that's to keep the miles off the new.
yes.
If we do that, are we going to do the same thing with the EPW? If they go back and forth twice a day to get the CC workers? So will they park the new truck and just use Jeff's truck, the oldest one, to keep the miles off the new one?
What do you guys speak? I mean, why they're speaking about it? It's not for me to answer.
Go ahead, Marvin.
Well, the thing is,
I mean, the thing is that we're looking at your mileage, the majority of your mileage is commuting.
well, I know that.
And
Compared to
so-
last year, my mileage is down.
Yeah, but you're not driving. You're not driving. You're not patrolling.
Visibility.
You know, I get complaints from you guys, I'm not in the office, and I get complaints from citizens, and I'm not. You guys are saying I'm there too much, and they're saying I'm not there enough, because I come to the door and they call, I'm not there. I do the best I can. If you want me to read the list of the items I made when I academy, of what I'm required to do and sit there every Monday, every morning, and have to do it every day. But now you're reducing my rate, that's part of my benefit.
No, it's not.
A take-home car, yes, it is.
We're still giving you a take.
Okay, if I get caught in an emergency run and have to drive a plain vehicle, you
And
understand?
why can't you? You can drive a reserve car. You can drive the reserve car, the reserve can drive the new car.
They work at nights, they work on weekends.
No, we have enough cars to do this, right? They're just talking about you, instead of you
I would
driving.
have to also unload all my equipment out of my racking, my runs every night. Come on, guys. What have I done here? The mileage is down more than 7 pounds. Look at the previous 4 years.
I agree. I think it'd be a hassle to switch vehicles.
If we have another train incident, I'm required as a town marshal to respond here very quickly. I need my gear, not enough to pull up everything that switches in and out.
And organized. I'm sorry, but and
The
organized.
other thing is, though, now like yesterday, the Easter egg hunt, no police.
I was not made aware of any Easter time.
It happens
It happens every year on Easter.
I didn't know police were there.
They've done.
They always trap on the
All they did is
highway for 2 or 3 weeks before.
All
Or
those
almost 2 or
kids
3
running
weeks. It was
across the
up.
highway and no police. I got complaints on that all day yesterday.
Well, remind me of that stuff, Joanne. I don't. Do you think I honestly would not want to come and be a part of the citizens out here?
They
You've
do.
been here long enough to know what's going on in this town.
I've never attended Easter egg.
Nobody did yesterday. I'm not saying you have to attend it, but there should have been somebody on duty somewhere.
These kids they park over there at the drive-in, and then they run across, their parents, they run across the highway, and we always have police there.
Do we have a reserve there yesterday?
Nobody.
Nobody has that one Sunday that's not, just wasn't coming. I don't have a night. I'm trying. It takes a year or longer.
Well, I'm gonna make this suggestion on top. I'm gonna make a suggestion that we look at the mileage. Go ahead.
Okay, we have a
We got a motion.
second.
Oh, you seconded. Oh, that's right. I forgot we did. I didn't have a second. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, we need a motion and a second. Okay, so discussion. And this was a motion now.
What do we make a motion for to?
For Martin to park his new vehicle and drive one of the old ones back and forth.
To home.
Just back and forth to home.
Yeah, we're going to provide him with a vehicle to drive back and forth. You know, nothing will change there. Marvin, or Walter's just saying that rather than rack up the miles on the vehicle, if you to go back and forth home, if you drive on the older car.
How many, you have his timesheet from this week, Sharon? How many, oh, no, he was
No, I
in
don't
training.
have his. I
I'm
brought
sorry,
his.
no, he was in training last
And I
week.
haven't sent it to you yet.
No, I know.
I'm going back to say, we're just getting ready to get a new, and so we're going to do the same thing now with utility vehicles.
No, I gotta step up and say on the utility vehicles, no, you're not, because we're working, and we're going to get workers. And
It's,
coming back.
your commute is what, 45
You have 2
miles?
vehicles, so you can take the older one and keep the miles on the older vehicle.
Might be 40.
We're working.
40 is all it is?
You have two vehicles, if you need to leave the utility truck here that's got the,
That's
I'm
how
not
we're
running
past
this,
that.
I'm not running.
Because it's 200 miles a week then for you to commute, right? 40 miles a day times 5 days.
Still needs.
It's 200 miles a day, so like you're,
You knew that when you hired me, back in 2010. Now it's being taken away.
Nothing's been taken away. You're still providing
With
transportation.
all due respect, you're sticking me on a meter. And now you're expecting me to respond to signal 10 to call back here?
how many signal tents have you had in the past year down here?
In the past year?
Yeah, well, I want to hear this one.
Well, we had a train. We had the train fatality. That's all I can think of recently.
So 52 weeks we had 2?
One.
One.
It's the same.
Well, the train
Oh,
derailed,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
2 and 52 weeks.
It's going to be a slap in the face, but if you need to do that to save money for the town, then do it.
Call for a vote. Your call for a question. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Two ayes. All those opposed, same sign. Aye. it's a tie, and I like to break this tie, and I'm afraid it's gonna have to be that way, Marlene.
What am I gonna lose next week, next month?
I don't think you're gonna lose it. Anything else on police? Okay, we'll move on to Wellhead Protection Board. We need to appoint a Wellhead Protection Board, need 3 council members. Do we have any volunteers that will serve on the Wellhead Protection Plan Board? Would you serve?
No,
You sure?
yeah, not this time of year, I'm looking for him.
I know. Walter, would you serve? No? Penny, me? No, Penny, okay, well, I guess we will go on.
It is a wellhead protection.
Well, it says something, you have to come up with a plan on how to protect our wellheads.
A little bit like that, they should have done that 20 years ago.
Well, they did. It has to be updated this year.
It's not something that's discretionary.
It's state law, we have that updated.
The fact that those who came before you didn't do it doesn't eliminate the requirement that we can. I mean, it's not a choice, you have to. And I think with it.
Okay, well, you don't have to, we'll, Mark, will you do it? We'll substitute Bob, can you do it?
Sure.
And Jeff, we'll substitute Bob for Ada, okay. Mark, will you do it? You were at that meeting, and myself, okay, Jeff and Bob. Kevin Seaston and Roger Hickey. So that'll be our Wellhead Protection Board. Okay, nuisance ordinance. Mr. Lee.
I have a proposed nuisance ordinance. And it's, take one of those in around. It's an attempt to, let's see about next year. And I want Mark to have one. It's an attempt to make a little more user-friendly and bring more current nuisance ordinance that the town has had for a long time. I don't know, you've not seen it yet, right?
No.
Yeah, so it's not been distributed to you.
Something that we can take and.
Yeah, the format's a bit different in that, in section 2, there's sort of a prohibition against anything that you have it marked, yeah, it constitutes a public nuisance. And then it lists in section 3 a number of what would be deemed to be public nuisances. And this is pretty consistent with nuisance ordinances. I'd say all over the country. I mean, go online and look at it. And please do this if you want. Go online, pick a town, or just type in local nuisance ordinances and see what you find. It's more comprehensive, but probably a little less specific, and calls for discretion to be exercised by the enforcement officer. It will give to anyone who has a nuisance violation the right to request a hearing in front of the council for the council only to decide whether it believes there is a nuisance. The ordinance that we have now has a provision in it that grants automatically to anyone who decided a hearing in front of the town council. So one of the problems Mark has bumped into, he's been out trying to enforce nuisance ordinance. But we actually have to hold a hearing under the current one. And I think that's a little counterproductive and gets in the way of what the nuisance ordinance is supposed to provide. If someone wants that review, because it really doesn't affect the use of their property, they can have it. But what I think would happen in most cases if someone's decided for works is they'll clean it up. I mean, I think Mark can speak to this, that for a lot of folks, you point out to them that you've got a condition here that deemed to be a problem. A lot of them will say, oh, well, I'll take care of it. And, within a 10-day period of time, something's going on. But where we run into folks who think, no, it isn't, or I'm not going to accept the opinion of the enforcement officer, I want a hearing to be held, and they have the right to do that. And that's pretty common, too. So this is more of a general, I think, a better ordinance than what we have. We still have our weed ordinance that is separate from this, that would be enforced independently of it, that gives more specifics on the height of grass and weeds and that kind of stuff. I also have an animal ordinance and it's not even in the form of an ordinance yet. I'd like to pass that out to you as well. I'll talk about that in a minute. But as far as tonight goes, I don't know whether this is something you want to pass on first reading and then review between now and the next meeting, when you want to take it and not take any action on it at all.
I think if it's okay, we'll take it and read it. Is it okay with you guys?
I kind of like that better. What's that?
There's a copy of the old one. You guys can each have a copy of the old one so you can.
And if you would, send these around too.
See what changes we made.
And coming around too, sort of related to it is an animal ordinance. Morgantown has one, and I think, Penny, you said a minute ago, that's been done for 20 years. Part of what I think this council's trying to do is pick up some of the tasks that have fallen
I understand that.
behind. And another, I talk to Joellen sometimes if he needs to say, is there even an animal ordinance? For a while, do we have a nuisance ordinance? And part of it is finding out whether there's something on the books now. And then the question is, does it need to be made better, or do you guys want it to be better? So I also have pulled together provisions from various animal ordinances. Some of them are kind of crazy. Some of them impose such severe restrictions on people. I don't know that Morgantown wants to be that kind of a community. But I do think we have to have some rules about animals.
We have two wild dogs.
Right. And you got to be able to control that. You got to be able to take possession of them. I think our local law enforcement agency has to be able to enforce it, but also have the discretion to work with cooperating agencies for county animals and that kind of stuff. There also are state statutes on freeze things. We don't have to pass local orders for people that have to comply with rules related to vaccinations. I made reference to those and incorporated in there. But, some of the problems that we keep running into are going to continue to be problems unless, two things, we have the tools with which to address them, and we use the tools. And so, we've got to look at Martin and how to use the tools, and I'm kind of trying to make the toolbox a little bit better. So, if you would, it's a lot to go over between now and May. Look at these and give them some thought. And if you want to email suggestions or questions or something, and if you want to go online again, look at local animal ordinances and see how you like, or how these compare. Please do that.
Public comment at this time?
Please. First, I'd like to address this police car thing. And as a citizen, I'm just going to tell you my opinion. You all drive a car. Everything in your car is in a place where it belongs. And I think this is going to interrupt our service as citizens totally. If Marvin every day has to unpack everything, it's not only going to cost us money in him unpacking the car and repacking all his stuff into the other car. When he gets to town, he's got to unpack that car again and repack the car that he drives during the day here, and things are not going to be where he has access to them easy. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? In our car, we know where. In our car, when we're driving, everything in there, we know where it's at. We leave it in a certain spot. And if he's forced to gather all that up and throw it in a duffel bag and throw it in the back of another car, and I'm not even talking about being called out in Martinsville or wherever. When he comes back to town, then every day he's got to go through every individual one of those items and put them in a certain place so that if he needs them for his job, they're right where they need to be. Enough of that. I have two questions. Are we going to eliminate the park fund completely with this?
The park fund was eliminated several years ago by the State Board of Accounts during the last audit that they did. You're talking about the park fund?
Yes, the care for the park fund. Wasn't there?
Eliminated the park fund the last time you did.
We don't have a fund, but we have a line.
You have a line, but the park fund, if you look at the last State Board of Accounts audit that they did, they had the town eliminate the park fund.
Okay.
Because we do not have a park board.
Okay, there was money that was donated to the town for a skate park.
Well, that's
That
in
was
a line. That's in a line. She has
It's
that.
in the donation fund.
Okay,
It's in the donation fund,
okay.
and that's separate.
And another thing on the vacations, like you brought up on Good Friday, Is Jeff and those guys, do they get paid vacations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got kind of confused there. If that Good Friday, that's part of their 40 hours. And if they were called out after that, then they would get time and a half, correct?
They get paid for those 8 hours, but they haven't physically worked them. And you don't get overtime until you have physically worked more than 40 in a pay period. So it doesn't count toward overtime, because it's not actually work time.
Okay.
That's fairly standard.
Okay, I was kind of confused about that. I feel like they're entitled to that. That's straight 40, and I feel like they're entitled to that, but that's my
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all about how many hours did you actually work, not how many you get paid for. That's what determines whether you're entitled to overtime or not.
Right, I would appreciate the board though rethinking, or at least give some thought to Marvin's situation and please. That could affect every citizen in this town at the wrong time.
What should I do if I'm on my way to work and I witness a felony or criminal activity?
You're in a police car now.
Which car am I taking again? 07?
The reserve, I think.
Reserve car?
They don't-
But what are they gonna do all weekend though?
Can't they drive the four-wheel drive? Swank got hung up, he went out to a fire, like we're supposed to respond to fire, and he got hung up. If he had the four-wheel drive, he would have been hung up.
My computer's in there, my password's on it. All my stuff's in there though, all my equipment. My rifles, my ammunition, shotguns,
Everything.
extra vests,
Well-
extra guns hidden. I'd have to totally clean that out. It'd be illegal for me to not have a car that's fully equipped.
I agree.
I've done a lot of good.
I mean, I'm just-
guys. A
Well,
lot.
the vote was taken, and it's,
You can always change that vote right now.
well, not right now. A motion to adjourn? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? No second? Well, I guess we'll stay.
I just ask you to think about it.
Yeah, please think about it for us as citizens.
How many miles did you drive? Not the train, the week before.
Week before, it's on that table.
Oh my God, I'm all right here. What, does GPS say on right now? GPS, there's no GPS in his car. Are we still using that? Yeah.
Yeah.
For the other guy? Yeah, there's no GPS in the car.
If you need to put GPS on my vehicle. then-
No, I'm just wondering who's got the GPS.
If you don't trust me that much, I shouldn't even have this job.
No, I'm not saying that.
Doesn't matter, trust. How many police cars have GPS?
You drove,
What's that?
How many police officers have GPS on their vehicles?
and DPW, do they have GPS on your guys?
No,
Do you guys keep track of mileage?
yes.
I think it says 294 miles that you drove the week before. That's the week.
Half my day is spent in the office, okay? I check with other chiefs at the academy when I was there, including Charles Roberts. He spends 6 hours a day in his office. He does have a secretary, I don't have a secretary.
Where's he chief at?
Trafalgar.
Trafalgar. Trafalgar is totally different. They have a school.
Not
They
many times
have,
I've been in the
yeah,
office.
how many officers do they
He
have?
has one more than us. But he has a secretary.
He's also a town marshal, though, really. He's not a chief, he's a town
No,
marshal.
he's a chief of police.
Trafalgar has
The farmers in town,
Or they have American.
Trafalgar.
They have American.
You can't have 2,000 people in not to have a chief of police, so you just have to have a
If you
very.
have, it's the, I don't know what's called chief, it's the metropolitan board is chief. It doesn't matter.
That's
It's
right.
the same office. But,
Well, there's a marshal chief.
certainly the appropriate term here is town marshal.
You guys could write an ordinance today. I'll change my title if you want to. This is a huge step back, though. I mean, my department has taken a lot in the past 7 years, step backs. And that's what this is. We lost longevity, we lost retirement.
You had retirement?
No.
You never had, the department had retirement?
Yeah, department had retirement.
Jason Allen was on one. I don't know how long it went after he was gone, when Jason was there. I don't remember the dollar figure, they gave him a lump sum every year. Jason was telling me this, so I don't know, I didn't verify it.
I clean my car out, do at home, I take care of it. It's the least I can do, we've always done that. There's talking, it's not that many miles. I mean, you're still talking, you still have to replace it in 3, 4, 5 years.
I think loading and unloading is gonna add up man hours.
I'm gonna ask one more time for a motion to adjourn.
Oh, shut up, we're done.
Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? I guess I just have to adjourn this meeting by myself.
Well, I think, obviously, Mark isn't either.
I think that,
Right, I'm
I think
right.
the Party Roberts rules are gonna